Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. I wanted to come and wish you a good day. We are moving through this very fiery Leo into this very earthly Virgo right now. There's the sun that's moving out of Leo, this great fire passion, into a more detail-oriented, health-oriented. About the Leo is all about purity, it's about integrity, it's about temperance, it's about moderation, it's about how we nourish ourselves. Originally, the goddess that impersonified Virgo was Hestia, which is known as Vesta in astrology, or it could be also Astraea, the goddess of purity, which that holds this frequency. And so there is a great deal of potential for romance as well. For Virgo, may not be the most passionate of all signs, but it is because of Mars and Venus that conjuncting, and they're still together. They started this conjunction yesterday, and it is the coming together of our desire and our willpower. So all kinds of miracles are possible. We always want to be, it's an opportunity to integrate more of the divine masculine, divine feminine. If you're a man, we have to be 51% masculine, 49% feminine. If we're a woman, we have to be 51% masculine and 49% masculine. And so I wanted to say that the more sensitive we become, sensitivity is a double-edged sword, but we are becoming groomed for this ascension process to become master of ourselves. And so our sensitivity is increasing every day. We've always been ultra sensitive. For it's a double-edged sword. For it's like the more sensitive we are, the more we are feeling the energies, the pain, and we become more vulnerable. But it's part of the process, and also we feel the negative energies much more powerfully. A lot of things are becoming extremely difficult to bear, but we're building strength and patience in relationship to the outer world. Understanding that we have to discern and to remain neutral without judgment or in our emotion in order to remain serene and to be happy. Yet when we see something that is dark, that is evil, that is negative, and we have the power to transmute it or change it, we have the responsibility to judge. And if we are ignorant, we better not to judge or condemn anything. But once we are lucid, it is our responsibility to judge and condemn that which is evil. Because if we see something that is dark, that we have the power to change, and we do not act upon it, we don't send light, we're just sending light to it, asking God to re-establish divine order in any situation, then we become complice of it. I think it was Martin Luther King who was saying that. So we have this responsibility of transmuting the darkness, of assisting the good, and to discern between the two. In terms of the more as light workers, we have to learn leadership. We have to become leader. We are all being groomed to that. It's not a matter of to looking for followers or to seek to assume possibly the responsibilities, but we will be led to the situation that will give us this opportunity to be leaders. It could be leaders of small groups or larger groups, but it's like the path is going to be accelerating, and there's going to be a lot of the people have not addressed what's going on within. They're going to be, and once the inside will be turned outside, they will be completely lost in relationship to what they need to do. So it will be the mission of the light workers to guide the collective. So be prepared for that as much as possible, while staying humble, of course. In terms of politics in the world, there is two sorts of politics for any government. It's the internal politics and the external politics. And in France, I do not see eye to eye with the present-day government on many levels, mostly in terms of internal politics, but I still want to salute the two things about the President Macron. The first thing is that he made an effort to get closer to the Russian President Vladimir Putin. I think Europe, the European Union, needs Russia a lot more than Russia needs the European Union. We have to have a really strong relationship with Russia. I think it will greatly benefit both parties, and also for his position in relationship to the Amazonie. For those fires in Brazil, it's like a sign that the planet is crying, is hurting. It is very, very important that I will be probably led to go to Brazil at some point to anchor my energy there, although I've been sending praise and to all and light to the empowering the sacred crystal in the crystal bed of Brazil, so it can enlighten the whole population. There is a great deal. We also want as there is all kinds of aboriginal that live in the forest, that were protector, guardian of that magical, marvelous energy that is this place, and now they've been attacked by the capitalist. I'm not against capitalism. I'm just saying we need to do it with respect and balance and equilibrium. And for America, in the United States, they built it their whole country because they had all these resources of the forest. They had huge forest, and they used the trees to build America. But that was in the 18th and 19th century. Now there is and they maintain a lot of forest, and they kept the balance of it. But now it's like, because of this, the new technologies, the deforestation goes so much faster, and it can be very destructive to the world. So there's going to be, like I said, there may be a divine intervention if it gets too far, and we human will not like the divine intervention. So it's better to responsibilize ourselves so we can continue our program by ourselves. So that we can, because otherwise there will be, if there is no choice, the spirit will choose the safeguard of the planet rather than the greed of humanity. But it's not a criticism, it's just an observation. And understanding myself personally, I know I am 1 year late in relationship to my soul plan. I should have been a year ago where I am now. So it's like I'm really looking forward. I'm going to be able to hopefully to accelerate my path to return to catch up, so to speak, to catch up. But I know that humanity is 50 years late. We could have been already in the new age. We are 50 years late, and so it's a mission. Everybody's late. So it's about catching up and being in our alignment in order to wake up everybody, so everybody can catch up to the plan that was designed originally. I'm going to pull 5 cards. About past, present, future. Past, present, and future does not change. It's always been, always will be, here and now, the light, love, and the great I am. Yet our perception of the past is changing every day. Our perception of the future is changing every day. And our perception of the now is also changing every day. So we're redefining reality every day. We have to be able to be open enough to transform all our perception each and every day. To be like Socrates, to be sure that you know that you do not know. That's the greatest certainty you can have, and to move with that with trust that there is a divine plan that's working through you. The past is request, the present is patience, and the future is clairvoyance. So the information will come. We'll be able to see so much more. What we're working on right now is intuition. It's about unfolding our intuition. Intuition is an open door to so much more as well. It is opening up to the spiritual psychic centers, and the outcome will be well-being. We have to focus as much as possible on this feeling of well-being. I've been working with this morning. There was the spirit that came to me named Euphrosyne. It's one of the 3 charities, the 3 grace, with Aglaé and Tali that focalize the light of the sun into men so they can find contentment. Euphrosyne is the personification of the joy of life, when Tali is beauty and Aglaé is grace. So beauty, grace, and joy work very well together, and so they're friends. And I've been working on the portrait of the 9 Muses. They're also this like a great, so it's like a gathering of 12 goddesses that I work with, and so focusing on this joy in life is very important. For there's been a manipulation of our DNA when we came into this planet, and this manipulation of this DNA creates these blockages. That means we've been going in circle, unable to reach the higher planes, unable to find because there is this fight against the self, constant fight against the self through the mental process. It was created purposefully to keep humans in the lower frequency. So it's important when you're alone to connect to the stillness, to the love and unity within, in order to unblock the blockages and move your consciousness internally and upwards. And so when you're alone, it's important to use that time to find stillness and to find this connection to your inner self, because otherwise the thoughts will never let us find this peace, this rest, this well-being. And to let go of the control and to allow ourselves to flow. whenever we are indulgent, it's like we're putting on the brakes. Understanding that spirit is matter and matter is spirit. The material past is the same thing as the spiritual past. For matter comes from spirit. It is integrated within spirit, and once in matter, we need to return within spirit, which is the origin, the cause, the source. We all come from spirit. I'm going to pull a few cards. The highest wisdom for us today is the scribe or the writer. For the thought of the day for me was my book. As soon as I can liberate my finances, for now I'm sitting between two chairs. It's quite uncomfortable. It's like there is this very beautiful, amazing paradise timeline that is before me, but since and then there is this like a really the worst timeline, which is not all that bad. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it would mean that I would have to stop art, to stop my project on my book, to get a job and to do something else, which would be okay. But spirit is still far more energy given to this paradise frequency, where I will be able to fulfill my mission on earth than to constrain me to this. And my book was the first thing I'm going to do when I get liberated financially, to publish this book. And what we need to understand is the bride and the groom. There is right now, with this conjunction of Mars and Venus, there is a possibility for a lot of romance, a lot of deep connection. For the same thing, it's like we all have to deal with so many things internally, and right now I've been working on aligning myself with this soul relationship, this karmic, this relationship, with this joyful relationship with my highest soulmate. But whenever I'm working towards that, very often I'm finding out she's not in alignment, or attention is somewhere else, towards someone else, and so I let it go. I say, well, I forgive you, and I move back to someone, to another soul. And at which point say, well, you cannot abandon her, and then here, like, she returns. So it's like it's a very shifting time, and it's very but there must be value in that. For now, it's like what we need to do is imprisonment and slavery. So it means that we still haven't been completely freed. We see the potential of freedom. We want to open the door has always been open. The access to freedom has always been on the vertical axis. To let go of those things that are slowing us down, and for that it's like to understand our phobias, our fear, to face our fear, to let go of our fear, to transmute our fear, to be fully confident in the past, in the divine realization of that divine will and divine timeline. For that, then we can do karmic relationship, which is to align with our soul and spirit, and to let go of the negative relationship and move on to the positive relationship, and the outcome will be Atlantis. All the gates are open, all the memories have been reactivated, the Sphinx, the pyramid, to the Orion constellation have been reactivated, Lemuria has been reactivated, Atlantis has been reactivated. All the old energies have been reactivated within our DNA for those memories to come. It's about working with all those energies. Yes, so I wanted to say that spiritual practices, we all work with spiritual practices that we adopt, that we've learned from books or teachers, but they need to evolve, they need to grow. You cannot hold on to a spiritual practice. It's just a tool that gets you from one level to another. It's like in kindergarten, the children do not use the same teaching tools that they have in primary or in high school or in college. Every time we have to let go of certain tools and practices that we use when we. So it's not about holding on to the tools. The tools are just tools, and then when you need to return to an old tool, it's because it is useful within the present. You have integrated those tools, you can reuse them. There is always the tool of connecting to your light, to your love, to your beingness, to your source creation, to know that you are source energy beings. And one of the most powerful tools is kindness. Kindness is one of the four infinite virtues of the heart, and it is one of the best spiritual exercise to practice kindness. For every day we have the opportunity that is given to us to practice kindness, even with people that are unkind. It's about how to live well, to know this, to have to have manners, good manners. It's very important. It's not something you can buy. It's something we learn. That good manners usually we are taught by if we're lucky, we were taught those by our parents. But otherwise, we can learn it in an event. We can always improve upon it. And sometimes I see when you walk on the street on a small sideways, there is people that they're moving. There are like 4 people that are moving towards you, and they force you to move out of the thing because they do not want. They're ready to like walk on you just because they, or when you walk on the street and you say you're gonna bump into someone, you make one step to the right, this person make one step to the left, and then finally it's like you have to avoid this person so it doesn't walk on you. It's like there's people that they feel like they have this ego, this overinflated ego. They need to like, yeah, it's me and get out of my way. And it's like, but you want to forgive them, but it's not. Those are opportunities that are given to be kind to each other, to be polite on the street too. And when you drive, I see a lot of people are in a hurry. They're ready to move. Those are opportunities that we can practice in small ways to be kind, to be polite. We're not in a hurry to be courteous and to smile to people even if they're not smiling. It's because some people are suffering. They're move into this ego position. We don't know where they've been. We haven't walked in their own shoes. So we do not want to judge them. We want to diffuse the tension within all the situation that we come in. If we can make people laugh, the tension is diffused. And so it is a very powerful time and always be courteous to have the position of the masters that is friendly to all of life. For when we are truly in serenity, truly in peace, truly in empowerment, people will not be able to come to us with conflict. It's because when they're pushing buttons within ourselves, it's because there's still buttons to be pushed. And so we have to work with that, being patient and breathe as much as possible. For the breath is a sacred fire. It works through the breath. For people. Yesterday I spoke about the dragon collective. Dragons are higher beings. For some humans don't believe it. They believe it's just imaginary creatures, but they're real beings. They even used to be physically in the earth planes. For even in Chinese mythology or Middle Ages, or even in the Middle Ages in the story from the Middle Ages in Europe, they both had dragons, but they didn't know each other. They couldn't invent the same creature. So those beings were actually they came down to the physical plane. Then they got dualized and polarized by humans and exterminated eventually. But the higher ascended collective of dragons forgave men, and they're the guardian of the sacred fire. And they have this sacred breath. When they breathe, what happens is when they have a chemistry inside of them that when they breathed out, the gas that they release into the atmosphere caught fire with the oxygen of within the air. So they look like they're throwing fire from their breath. It's because the internal chemistry. And they also have a huge body and very tiny wings, yet they are able to fly. So they are the master of anti-gravity. They know that when you connect to your dragon, he might be able to teach you those powers of anti-gravity. For a lot of them, what we call imaginary animals are actually real. They exist on the higher planes, like unicorns. We're connected to unicorns, and there is all kinds of unknown even animals that never even came into this collective consciousness that will discover as we move into the higher planes. So I wanted to come and say hello, wish you a wonderful day. The song I sang yesterday, the Mambo No. 5 Spirit, is getting on my case because I didn't sing the introduction of the song, the first paragraph, and so I will return to that song at some other time. Today I'm going to sing this romantic song. First, this is I'm going to pull another card, the last card from the Archangel. This is the third of the series of astrology paintings. This one is signed and dated to 2016-17. And it's about the 150 major planets of our solar system. And every time I did one version, I added some new planets. And this one is the third one of that series. I like those. They take me a very long time to paint, but I do like them. It's very powerful, interesting, and new. They're kind of new. They're not new. The planets have always been there, but this form of artistic expression on astronomy is not something that has been explored in artistry yet. And here it is, I changed, I was kind of lazy, I kind of used the same paintings, but today I put I changed those presentation frame. It's a portrait. I did hundreds of portraits. It's signed and dated 2019. Hundreds of portraits beginning of the year on papers. They're very, very, very different, all of them, but they're all strong and they're all unique, and I really like them. So eventually they will be correctly framed. And this one is it's not a nude. It's a portrait. It's a blonde girl. And so so I'm going to sing this song. It's a romantic song. I think it was Peter Frampton that sang that. It's called Baby, I Love Your Way. Shadows grow so long before my eyes, and they're moving across the page. Suddenly the days turn into night, far away from the city. But don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Oh baby, I love your way every day. Wanna tell you I love your way every day. Wanna be with you night and day. The moon appears to shine and light the sky with the help of some firefly. I wonder how they have the power to shine, shine, shine. I can see them under the pine. But don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Oh baby, I love your way every day. Wanna tell you I love your way every day. Wanna be with you night and day. I can see the sunsets in your eyes, brown and gray, blue besides. Clouds are sucking islands in the sun. Wish I could buy one of season. But don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Oh baby, I love your way every day. Wanna tell you I love your way. Wanna be with you night and day, every day. Well, thank you very much. Just a song. This is great potential for love and romance. Do not hesitate, for love cannot wait. Love has to be expressed within the now. So let your love and your light shine in the world. I'm going to pull one more card. It's a new angle, the Archangel Samuel. A better way of doing things. It's time for reflection. Dare to be different. So it's about changing a habit for the most part. It's about letting go of the old, understanding the old is no longer empowered. So we have to accept the transformation, accept the shift, accept the change, and flow with the flow. Thank you very much for liking, sharing, subscribing if it's not already done, commenting. I really appreciate your likes, your comments, your subscription, for it is assist me in being more reference. For Spirit was saying that more people should be listening to my messages. It is not an ego thing. It is because there is a need for the great events are coming closer and closer, and people have to be prepared. So thank you very much for everything. I wish you a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Namaste.